Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Vista in California. Hope you're all having a super fantastic, sparkling tune-up Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. It's Break Out the Tunes Day. Oh, we're going to have so much fun with this one today. But you're going to have to wait a second, unless you've already read the description. So for your mindset in your business, we want you to read or listen to, so either reading or audiobooks, or even go on YouTube and you can find summaries of some books as well. But mindset and business books, what are some of your favorite ones? I'm in the process of doing Think and Grow Rich. I'm doing it with an accountability partner. So we're actually reading a chapter a week. Well, it's been a couple of weeks since we last spoke. And then getting together and discussing what we learned in that chapter, what was our highlights of that chapter. So, that's something you can do with mindset books or business books, is find an accountability partner and read a chapter a week, and then get together and talk about what you learned from that week. And maybe it's stuff that you can put into practice as well, because you can gain as much book smarts as you want, but until you start putting the books into practice, they're not going to become knowledge. Because remember from yesterday, knowledge is gained through experience. So take some of the stuff that you read and go put it into practice, so that you can turn around and say it's not just a book smart, it's actual experience. So we've got things like books like Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero, How to Win Friends, Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Love that book, one of my favorite ones right now is Losing My Virginity by Richard Branson. It is a really, really cool book. It's his autobiography. And in there you learn about the starts of Virgin Records. You learn about how he paid £180,000 for a $3 million island. So you learn about all these little things along the way, about his round the world balloon trip and the failures with that, and starting new enterprises and things, how he just come up with an idea and just go do it. It's actually a really, really cool book. There's Extreme Ownership, which is by Jacko Willink and Leif Babin. These guys were two former Navy SEALs, and they actually use real life experiences as part of the SEAL teams to turn them into owning what it is that you do. You are responsible for your actions, and basically bringing those real life experiences into companies and helping them create better teams, better management, just a better overall feel in the business. And the part I like, I know I'm supposed to be learning from the book, but the part I like the best is their war stories, when they're turning around and talking about situations that they got in, things that they had to do while they were overseas and stuff, and things that happened to them or their teams and things. It's a really good eye-opener. It gives you a glimpse into what some of these, what these guys are facing when they're over there fighting for our freedoms and things. So that part was good, but then also, that was my favorite part. But then the other favorite part is taking what they learned, because they used the real life situation that they were in to show, this is how we came together as a team. This is how we accomplished this together. This is how I owned the failure of this mission. This is how I owned this. This is how I owned that. And so it's very interesting how they take their real life experience on being on the teams and turning it into leadership roles and business smarts. So a really, really cool book on that. The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. This book and I have had a relationship for years. I sat down so many times to read this book, so many times, and I could not get past. I just had a block of getting past a thing. So I said to Brad one day, I said, I'm going up to my office. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to read this book until it is done. It is bugging the crap out of me that I can't finish this book. And I've been reading it on and off for years. And I think I counted up, I think I was on my 6th time for this version of the book, because I had 5 different colored highlighters in there. And I change a highlighter every time I read a book, so I know how many times I've read it. Sometimes I will write at the front of the book, I'll put the color of the highlighter and put the date that I started it. That one I didn't. I just had the 5 different colored highlighters. So I sat down with highlighter color number 6, and I sat there and I read that book cover to cover. I can't tell you how many times I threw it across the room, because stuff in there just pissed me off, because I was finding myself in that book, and it just pissed me off. I was just like, I am not like that. throw that book across. Right, what else can I read? And I've got like five, I had four 5-shelf bookcases chocker full of books. And I looked at that and I said, nope, you made the commitment that you were going to finish that book before you picked up another book. Now get off your butt and go pick it up. So get off my butt, go across the office, pick it up, come back, sit down, and carry on reading. It took me an entire day to get through that book, but I did it. And at the end I was like, what the hell was my issue with that book again? I could not remember what my issue was with that book. So The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz was really, really cool. And I was reading it in the early 2000s, and this book was written back like 1930s or 1940s or something. And I remember this clearly. I was sitting there and I was reading it, and it said, even today they're talking about the possibility, they're talking about plans to build a tunnel across the English Channel between England and France. This is back in like the 30s or the 40s, and here I was in the 2000s, that tunnel was already open. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. So yeah, you never know what you'll find in there. The Last Lecture by Randy Parsh. This is a powerful, powerful book. This guy, if you don't know Randy's story, he was a professor who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and he was a professor, I can't remember which university he was at, but he gave what they called the last lecture, and it was actually on his wife's birthday, because they bring a cake in front of them. And my husband sat there and watched the entire video of his last lecture, and then they bought the book out later on of his last lecture, and it was the last lecture he ever gave. And people thought, oh, he's dying from pancreatic, what's he going to talk about and all that. It's been a while since I've read it. I just read it, and it's been a while since I've watched the video of it. But the video mesmerized me for the entire time, about some of the things he's learned in life. He never actually talked about regrets. He passed away, I think it was like a month or two after he gave that lecture. I know it was within 6 months of giving that lecture that he passed away. But things that he learned about the things that he had appreciated in life lessons he had learned along the way. It's a great, it just shows you how precious life is and how short it can be. That last lecture hits very, very close to home. And one of my other favorites is The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. That recording, you can find that on YouTube. A lot of these ones you can actually find either book summaries on YouTube. You can find The Last Lecture by Randy Parsh on YouTube. The Strangest Secret you can find on YouTube. And they recommend that you listen to it every day. It's like 30 minutes, I think it is, 30 to 40 minutes. I keep forgetting to listen to it every day. I honestly do. I get so caught up in what I'm going to be doing and things. But what are some of your favorite books for mindset as well as for business lessons? Please leave them in the comments below, because I'm always looking to expand my reading list. And as most of you know, I have 4 or 5 books on the go at any one time. Currently doing Think and Grow Rich. I'm doing The One Thing. What else am I reading at the moment? I'm reading through Super Attractor again. What else am I reading? And I've got a couple of fictional books on the go. Fictional books are for relaxation. They get read in the evening when it's bedtime. So your mindset in your business is all about reading or listening or watching. Reading a book, listening to a book, or watching the video about the summary of a book or the actual thing the book was about. So that's for your mindset in business today. So please put your favorite ones down in the comments below, because like I said, I'm looking to expand my list all the time. That's right, I'm on to book 2 of The Grey Man. That one I listen to in the evening before I go to bed. Romance gets read at night because it requires no thinking. It's the same storyline. Boy meets girl, they fall in love, they break up, they get back together again. Simple, no thinking, brain knows, shut down time. It might take me, I read pretty quickly, but those ones, I read anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. Sometimes I've only lasted like 2 or 3 minutes. And it's like, okay, go to sleep. That's how good it works. So there's that challenge for you for today. So your mindset in business is business books. Please put your favorite ones in the comments below. And your fun activity is, there's a link there for movie soundtracks from the 1970s. What are some of your favorite tracks to rock out to from the 70s? I mean, I was looking through that list and movies that stood out to me that I remember so vividly. And again, I did not realize some of these came out in the 70s. Like American Graffiti, I love that movie. They have some great music in there from the 50s and 60s in there. It's an awesome, awesome movie. If you haven't seen American Graffiti, it is a classic. It is one of those cult classics. It is awesome. It's just about these kids, seniors, having their final night. It's their final night in town before some of them leave to go to college and that sort of stuff. You know, they've graduated, they're now heading off to college, so they're having a last night blowout. It is a really, really good, and it's just, the whole movie takes place in one night. You'll see people in there like Ron Howard and Harrison Ford. Who else is in there that I can think of? Laverne and Shirley. Total mind blank. Cindy Williams. She's in there. Who else is in there? Oh, jeepers. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I can't quite remember everybody, but those are the three that stand out. And of course, there is a James Bond one in there too, for Diamonds Are Forever with Sean Connery. That's got, Shirley Bassey with that beautiful voice singing Diamonds Are Forever. My voice is a little hoarse this morning, so you have to forgive me. Been doing a lot of coughing lately, and so I'm self-isolating, making sure I haven't picked up anything. But this morning it was really bad, and so a little hoarse. So we're doing our treatments that I normally do when I feel coughs coming on. Jaws. Who could forget that? Star Wars came out in 1977. Grease in 1978. I mean, who can't love Grease? I mean, come on. That's just awesome. Saturday Night Fever came out the year before in 1977. So the 70s was very busy for John Travolta. He had Saturday Night Fever, he had Grease, then there was Staying Alive, although I think Staying Alive came out at the beginning of the 80s. I think it was like 80, 81. I'd have to go back and check that one. There was the Rocky Horror Picture Show came out in 1975. That came out in 1975? Bang! That thing's coming up on 50 years. Wow. It's 50 years? Yeah. Yeah, that one's coming up on 50 years. Man, that's still, that still, I mean, you just hear the music from that and everybody gets up and does the time warp. Who doesn't love that movie? I mean, well, those that like that era, that type of cult movie. But man, that one's going to be 50. I mean, all these movies from the 70s are going to either have or about to turn 50 since they came out. Can you believe that? Wow. Oh. I remember some of these, although some of them I watched later on. But I remember when Grease came out. I remember when Saturday Night Fever. I had the double album. It's going to date me. But I'm turning 54 this year, so deal with it. I remember I had the double album of Saturday Night Fever. I used to put that thing on and dance. And my favorite track, I mean, there was great songs on there like Jive Talking and the Saturday Night Fever song, Staying Alive. All these really great songs on there. But my favorite one to dance to, and I used to put on the record player, and I would dance. We had this nice sized living room, and I used to just dance. And but my favorite one to dance to was Disco Inferno. It was over 15 minutes. It was like 15 minutes and some seconds. I can't remember the seconds, but I remember it was a 15-minute track. That was a long, long track. But yeah, that was one of my favorite tracks to play on that album. Also, that came out, which I have to admit, I have never ever seen any Rocky movies, but the first Rocky came out in 1976. But the song "Eye of the Tiger" didn't come out till Rocky 3. But I have never seen a Rocky movie. I don't know why. Don't have the inclination to watch it. But yeah, I've seen like little snippets here and there where they do like movie clips and stuff. I've seen those, but I have never seen a Rocky movie. Not one of them. And I have no idea what sequel they're up to now. But yeah, I would admit I have never seen a Rocky movie. Shaft came out in 1971. They had some great music on that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen the movie from 1971, but it was a great, great movie. So there's some for you. There's the link in the description that has a list of, I think like 15 or no, it's less than 20, but it's more than 15. So like about 17 or 18 movies listed there with some of the breakout songs, and it's got listed some of the breakout songs from those movies as well. So go check it out. Rock out to the movie soundtracks from the 70s. Also put in the comments below some of your favorite 1970 movie soundtracks to rock out to, just to listen to. There's, maybe a song in a movie that you really like. Just go list it in the comments below. So have a super fantastic, sparkling, what do we do? Tune up Tuesday, and we will catch you guys later today. I have got a full schedule today, so I am out of here, and catch you guys later. Hey, Conera.